everyone, my name is Kevin, and I am glad to introduce everyone to essential oils and aromatherapy today. So today we're going to talk about aromatherapy, essential oil aroma identification, and essential oil formula design, and also how to have them certified. So we will talk about introduction to essential oils, common oil types, and their therapeutic effects. Second of all, we'll talk about the essential oil aroma identification and their fragrance qualification and identification. The third one, we'll be talking about essential oil formulas. So we'll talk about the blending notes and the concentration calculation. The last one, we'll talk about the essential oils' practical implications. Okay, so first one, what is essential oil? So it'll be picking the oils and what are their effects. So essential oil, you have probably tried some essential oil before. So essential oils were found 4,000 years ago in ancient Mesopotamians, Indians, and Chinese people. What they have realized, they can get oil from seed, leaves, and flowers and bark by burning and boiling. They have noticed a very good sense. So back in the day, their oil extracting techniques are not as good as right now. So back then, most of the time they get it from their leaves and flower petals. They would get essential oil through boiling because the weight is lighter than water, the essential oil is. So they are able to get the oil out through boiling. So the water will be on the bottom and the essential oil will be on the top. Essential oil is also an oil, so it'll be a little bit lighter. Back in the day, they were not very good at extracting essential oils. They will try to get it from their leaves and flowers, rub it together, and they are able to get it from the scent. So that would be the earlier extraction technique. So nowadays, the techniques are very good. So essential oil is something that is very aromatic substance, commonly used nowadays. They exist in all parts of plants ranging from roots, trunks, barks, stems, leaves, flowers, and fruits, and more. They're commonly used nowadays in perfumes, cosmetics, and more other products too. They are also very versatile. Sometimes even some kind of odor eliminating or some scented products will use essential oil. So some essential oil can be in flower petals. For instance, the rose and lavender essential oil. Then there's leaves. For instance, tea tree essential oil came from leaves. And then there's also barks, roots, and stems. And sometimes fruits, will be in the fruit peel. For instance, you've had lemon or orange. After you slice in, there will be a little bit of oil on the skin. Or when you're peeling any citrus fruit, you see little round that you can push down and you'll get oil on your hand from the citrus fruits. So those are the most original essential oil form. You don't have to extract it, they're already in the skin. So a lot of times they come from natural plants. Could be from any parts of the plant. So later on, we will introduce you to different essential oils. Aside from it protecting themselves, they will also attract insects to come and help pollinate their plants. So back in the day, the essential oil, not only do they protect the plants, they would also attract beneficial insects. Within our life, a lot of times it can avoid harmful predators or parasites or even pests. So this is essential oil, which was used starting from 4,000 years ago and used by us all the way until now. So next we're going to talk about extraction methods. So there are 4 extraction methods. The first one is steam distillation. It's the most common method nowadays. The second one is pressing. There's a cold pressing and or just regular pressing. So you can do it from fruit peels. The next one is a solution extraction. It's also called ECO2. It's a supercritical CO2 extraction method. It's the highest quality extraction, and it is also the most expensive method. Also, there's liposuction method. So it is also an oil extraction, and you'll be using animal fat to try to extract the scent. So first, we're going to talk about distilling, steam distillation. So steam distillation is done by heating up water and then heat it to steam, and then we will heat it up and we can get steam from it. Then we can get the essential oil ingredient within the print, and then you can get the essential oil and separate it through the condensation effect because it will float on top of the water. So the clear, lighter product is the essential oil. It is done through water vapor, volatility, and condensation effect. You can see the condensation bottle. You'll go through a cooling tube. Then later on, after the liquid has cooled, the water molecules and the essential oil molecules will start to separate. The upper product is essential oil, and the bottom will be hydrosols, also known as floral water and plant waters. So the water on the bottom is not waste. They still have some plant essential oil product on the bottom. So sometimes they'll be used in essential cosmetics or as a toner. But for essential oil, what we really want is the essential oil layer on top. That will be our main product. The hydrosols is a byproduct, and it is used for hydration or makeup base or as a toner. A second one is pressing. So when you are doing the pressing, it is going to be a mechanical pressing or cold press. Then you can press down the fruit skin or maybe even like olive oil. When you use olive oil, that's how they do is they get it through cold press. Once you press on the olive fruit, the oil will be separated. So the cold pressing olive oil is one of the cheaper ones. The pressing method allows you to get essential oil through pressing. You can get it through the peel and or the fruit. So through also it'll be a little bit lower in pricing because you can get more of it. So a lot of times in order to get essential oil, especially with the fruits that you can get essential oil through peels like citrus, lemon, you can actually get it through pressing because it is the fastest method and it's cost efficient. The third one is a CO2. It's a supercritical CO2 extraction method. The process uses carbon dioxide as a solvent to extract essential oils from the skin, fruit, and it is very often used from turmeric, ginger, and these are used through the CO2 extraction. This is a little bit higher technique and it is higher in cost. So it is the most advanced product, essential oil extraction method, but it is also the highest cost. So the disadvantage is actually higher cost. The last one is through liposuction method. So the essential oil is done through oil extraction. So they're using oil that doesn't have any scent to extract the fragrance from the scent. So you've seen olive oil. If you put some herbs or some fruits in there, the olive oil will have a few layers of lighter oil that is separated from the olive oil. It is also a kind of liposuction. It is done through using odorless oil to absorb the scent from the plants, but it will take a longer time and it will be a lower production. So right now, the most popular ones are the steam distillation and also the pressing method. So these are the two most popular methods. So speaking of essential oils, what everyone can think of, it'll be something that's fairly commonly seen. For instance, lavender or rose. These are the essential oils that people know a little bit better. And then we're going to talk about the common oil types. They are usually distinguished by the way of extraction method. So where can we get essential oil from a plant? You can get from the flower, leaves, shoots, peels, and seeds. So ones from flowers, the flower type essential oil are lavender and neroli, ylang, and chamomile. And then also rose. And also with rose essential oil, it is a lower amount, but it is a little bit higher in cost. So it is called the queen of essential oil. It's expensive, but a lot of people like it. Then there's also fruit types, for instance, sweet orange, lemon, grapefruit, citrus type, because you can get a lot of it through the peel. So since it came from the peel, the essential oil is the most plentiful in the peel. So for all the citrus type essential oil, they came from the peel. These are the fruit type. Then there's the leaves and grass type. It comes from the essential oil for these came from the leaves. So it's mainly hidden in the leaves. For instance, rosemary, vetiver, tea tree. So these are more grass type. Usually they're in the plant leaves. And then there's wood type essential oil. For instance, pine oil, cypress oil, and fir. These are wood type essential oil. These are a little bit more calming, a little bit more soothing. Also, there's also resin type. There's frankincense and myrrh. So for these, back in the day, for ancient people, they usually use this for praying or for rituals. So they'll use a higher end frankincense and myrrh. Back in the frankincense and myrrh essential oil are actually could be cost as much as gold. And then for seeds or root type essential oil, for instance, clove, juniper berry, black pepper, and ginger. So for black pepper and ginger, these are something that you will see very often through food. Or for instance, you'll put some black pepper on your steak. So the black pepper is a seed type. So there are essential oil that are gotten from the seed, and ginger came from the ginger root. So these oil types are based on flowers, leaves, shoots, woods, resin, and seeds. Next, we're going to talk about the therapeutic effects of essential oil. So I think most people have used essential oil here or there. For instance, if we have a pain in shoulder or our neck, we'll use lavender to try to ease our stress. So the fragrance would actually allow us to relax our mind. We can use the scent of the essential oil to go through our airway and actually relax our mind. The second one will help you focus. For instance, you'll use a little bit stronger scents to use for focusing. For instance, peppermint, eucalyptus. These are actually trying to help you focus, and it'll help you pay attention. Then you need to boost your mood or you need to energize. For instance, if you're more tired or you stayed up really late, if you have to wake up very early, you can use rosemary and it would actually energize you and boost your energy. Then you can also boost hormonal or sometimes estrogen. For instance, the rose essential oil is the queen of essential oil. So even though the cost is very high, rose sounds very expensive to begin with, but they're very good for female problems. So it is a lot of times they will use rose essential oil. Also now, intimate care is a very hot topic. Usually they would like to use more natural and use some essential oil to do some intimate care. And these are closer to our body, so we'll use better essential oil, so it will have less side effects. So it can be for both male or female intimate care. What do we usually use? We'll use thyme, because it was actually antibacterial, but it wouldn't hurt our cells or our immune system. So now we don't really use chemicals to do antibacterial or kill bacteria. We'll use essential oil, something natural, to kill bacteria. Also, with the air and the PM 2.5 and molecules, and also COVID-19, we'll also use essential oil for air purification. Well, right now, because of the pandemic or of other transmitted diseases, a lot of times you can use essential oil to do air purification and boost immune system. The most popular one is tea tree and eucalyptus essential oil. These are the two best essential oils for air purification. I'm pretty sure most people have tried tea tree oil. So tea tree oil smells very natural. When you smell it, you can always know it's tea tree and also eucalyptus oil. These two mainly came from Australia. So the ones from Australia will be a better product and will have a better antibacterial characteristic. In many different medical magazines, the tea tree and eucalyptus oil are the best for antibacterial and stopping virus. It's even better than alcohol because sometimes alcohol is a chemical after all and it'll dry out our skin. So if we use a natural or more organic products, for instance, tea tree and eucalyptus oil, it will also protect our skin aside from trying to protect us from bacteria and viruses. So with essential oil, if you use the correct essential oil, and once it gets into our body, it would actually kill the bacteria in our body without actually staying in our liver or our kidney, because those are our detoxification organs. But the most important thing, they have to be all natural and they have to be organic. If they're actually organic and all natural, they can be out of our system within about 7 hours. They will not cause any problem with our body. So we can use eucalyptus, green flowers, tea tree, and Rwanda leaves. These are the most used air purification essential oil because they're very good with their antibacterial qualities. So for antibacterial and hand cleaning, we're talking about hand cleaning gel. So we need to wash our hands, we need to wear our face masks during the pandemic right now. So we can also use some essential oil for hand cleaning, for antibacterial. So we can put a little bit of alcohol and eucalyptus or tea tree essential oil in there because first of all, it'll be good for us. And second of all, it will also protect our skin. Next, we're going to talk about the common essential oil types. So today we're going to talk about 21 different essential oils. They're more common oils. So the first one we're going to talk about is a bergamot oil. So some people may have not heard of the bergamot oil as much. They're extracted from the rinds of citrus fruit that's grown on the bergamot orange trees. It is more of fruit essential oil. So it can actually help treatment for acne, eczema, prone skin. So you can use bergamot skin for skin conditioning because it is not very abrasive. So it's also good for bronchitis and it's also good for our digestive system. Aside from that, it can also help cure infections and also gets rid of pests. So it is good for both outside, for skincare, it's also good for our digestive system and our stomach, and it's also good for our mental. It can calm anxiety and anger, nervousness, and even lift depression. The main thing with bergamot oil, it is very sensitive to light, so it should not be exposed to sunlight. The second one is the rosemary essential oil. I think most people know what rosemary is. It is very often used in European cuisines, for instance, rosemary roasted chicken. It can add extra flavor on roasted chicken. So rosemary oil is usually extracted from its flowers and leaves. Its effects, it can reduce our stomach if we get very if we're actually very often have stuffiness on our stomach, puffiness, swelling. It is very good for calming the stomach. And also for skin, it can actually help shrink pores. Also, it is good for weight loss and diuretic. So it's beneficial to gastrointestinal, heart, lung, and liver, and also our gallbladder. So aside from making cuisines out of rosemary, it's also good for our bodies. Also, it can help lower our blood pressure and regulate anemia. One thing about rosemary oil, it has a slightly stronger smell. So, for pregnant women or people with hypertension or epilepsy, they should try to be careful and use the rosemary oil with caution and use it after consulting with their doctors. The next one is lavender oil. I believe everyone likes lavender oil even more because it is actually used in many different places. We can see it not just the essential oil, but we can see the plant itself too. So sometimes they will make sachets with scented sachets, and you can use dried lavender and put it in your bed. It is very calming. So if you're very stressful, especially in nowadays, due to the pandemic, everyone is very stressed out. So the lavender oil, it is good for relaxation and soothing and calming for the mind. With the fast-paced environment everyone is in right now, it is one of the lavender oil is one of the essential oil that you can have at all times. It is also good for your skin and it is also very good with antibacterial properties. So don't think it is only good for your relaxation and your mentality, but it is actually as good with antibacterial compared to tea tree oil. It is also very good for skin regeneration and our digestive system. It is good for bronchitis, asthma, laryngitis. It is good for your airways. However, the biggest difference of lavender oil and tea tree oil, the lavender oil is much milder. Tea tree oil, on the other hand, has to be used with more caution. Lavender oil is much calmer and milder, so it is a lot easier for people to try to take it. And there really isn't anyone who couldn't use lavender essential oil. and it can be used for people of all ages. It can soothe our emotions, and it also helps our outside physical for our digestive system and our airways. Next is sweet orange oil. So everyone knows sweet orange is like any citrus we have, but it smells very nice because sweet orange oil is one of my favorite oils. If we're very stressed out or we have anxiety, you can take a nice whiff of the sweet orange essential oil and it'll boost your mood straight away. The best thing for it is its scent properties, and there's also a lot of vitamin C on it, and it is good for preventing colds because it is from the citrus family. So the vitamin C is very good for our cell recovery. It is also good for skin whitening, and it can also help boost our body and its immune system. It can also balance the oiliness of our skin, and the vitamin C can boost the collagen in our bodies. So it is not just a nice smell, it is also good for our body. It is also quite cheap to have, so it is a very low cost because it is very easy to get it through pressing. So sweet orange is one of the more cost-effective. And the next one is a tea tree oil. So it should be something that you see very often. So because of the pandemic and the air quality that we have outside, I would recommend everyone to have a tea tree oil on hand at all times. So I would like to talk about the tea tree oil. It is extracted from its branches and leaves. On the other hand, not only can it purify skin and have antibacterial qualities, it is also good for boosting immune system, and it can also purify the skin. Sometimes people would say it is only good for cleansing, but it is actually very good for our skin. For instance, if you have more oiling skin, or for teenagers who are more acne prone, you can use some tea tree oil and put it in their facial cleanser or put it in their shampoo, because it is also good for oily hair. So we'll teach you how to produce tea tree oil shampoo later on. Tea tree oil facial cleanser is very good for helping balance the oily skin. It is also good for athlete's foot. The next one is eucalyptus oil. It should be a fairly familiar oil for everyone too. It mainly came from Australia, and it's also extracted from the leaves. It's very similar to tea tree oil, and it is good for antibacterial qualities. Also, for our skin, it can improve our skin condition. Not only does it cure colds, coughs, and airway-related troubles, it can also treat tuberculosis. For instance, with COVID-19, that is why we would use tea tree oil and eucalyptus oil very often. It is very effective and will not cause extra stress on the body. It can also help us focus and boost our energy. The only thing that needs to be used with caution are patients with high blood pressure and epilepsy should be used with caution and use only a small amount of it and use it before consult your doctors before using these essential oil, because it is very strong in scent. So for people who have a weaker immune system, it can cause a little bit of stress on their body. The seventh is the grapefruit oil. Grapefruit oil also comes from the citrus family and is extracted from the peel. It is a good diuretic, and with grapefruit oil, you can have a full body massage if you would like to have weight loss. It'll help detoxification, diuretic, and it can also help fat loss. It'll also help blood circulation. With the product in our blood, it can help get rid of our fat cells. It can also promote our digestive system and skin whitening. It is also one of the more inexpensive oil because it is extracted through cold press and is one of the lowest cost essential oil. But it is also light sensitive. So when we're using any citrus oil or grapefruit oil, don't use it outdoors during the daytime because it will turn dark if you actually put it in sunlight exposure. So lemon, citrus, orange, grapefruit, anything, try to use it at night. So long exposure in daylight, it may cause the skin to turn darker or allergies. Therefore, we need to make sure we are actually avoiding using these oil during the day. The next one is a geranium oil. It is extracted from their flower and leaves. So we call geranium oil is like a poor person's rose essential oil. They're actually just as good as rose essential oil because rose essential oil is very expensive, but geranium oil have very similar effective products. So they can use geranium oil in place of rose essential oil. Can also boost our body and adjust our hormones. So with the rose essential oil, mainly it boosts estrogen. With geranium oil, it has the same effects. It can help balance our hormones and also, it can also help soothe the symptoms of menopause. Can also soothe our nerves and also calm anxiety. So it is very good for balancing both our mental and physical minds. For also with geranium oil, you should not be used for sensitive skin or pregnant women because it increases estrogen. So in the beginning of a pregnancy, if you actually do too much to the hormonal balance, it could be bad for a pregnant woman. So we need to be extra careful with using geranium oil on pregnant women. Next one is peppermint oil. It should be seen fairly often. It's mainly extracted from the leaf. It is good for uplifting the mind and help focus, eliminate fatigue, and sometimes, for instance, if you get car sick or seasick, you can use peppermint oil to help boost your energy and get rid of tiredness. It will also help dizziness. Aside from that, it is also good for calming and cleanse our skin. The main thing is it can balance oil secretion. So a lot of times we can use peppermint oil to get rid of mosquitoes. It is also something that needs to be used with caution with pregnant women because the smell is very strong and may be too much for pregnant women. So you need to be extra careful. Next one is ylang-ylang oil. It smells very nice and it's extracted from flowers. On the outside, it can help balance the oil secretion, and also it is good for anti-aging and anti-wrinkle properties. It also balances our hormones. We've talked about a lot of different essential oils. Usually the floral essential oils, they're good for balancing estrogen, female hormones, and for female. It is also good as an aphrodisiac, and it can help us relax our nervous system, lower our blood pressure, but you have to be careful with people with inflammatory responses and eczema because it can be a little bit too strong. So any skin that has a little bit of inflammation needs to use it with extra caution. Next one is lemon oil. Lemon oil is also from citrus, and we've talked about most of the essential oil from citrus. It is from the peel. It is good for improving oily skin, brighten, whiten, and cleansing the skin due to its very high vitamin C levels. It will also help promoting the synthesis of collagen. Also, it is also very good for fixing the capillaries. So we strongly recommend people to use the lemon essential oil. It is lower cost and it is also very easy and fast to extract. So the molecules, it is good for fixing our skin, and it is also very good to promote blood circulation. It can also help inflammatory diseases. So there's a lot of self-recovery functions from lemon oil. It is good from both the skin and our insides too. I will use a lot of lemon oil. A lot of natural essential oils are edible. The ones that I eat very often are lemon oil and peppermint oil. These are the two main edible oil. With the lemon oil, when you're eating it, it is actually good for our digestive system. Also, it can help get rid of extra fat in our body. So if you've eaten too much or whatnot, if you've eaten too much on one day, you can consume lemon oil the next day. It can also promote blood circulation and help get rid of some dead skin cells. It is also good for anti-infection and anti-inflammatory. Also, we talked about do not use the citrus oil during the daytime because it is light sensitive. Since it is whitening, if it is whitening, same as every other whitening product, it is better to use it at night because if you actually have it under the UV light, it may cause your skin to become darker instead of having the whitening promoting the whitening qualities. So the citrus essential oil are lemon, orange, sweet orange, and grapefruit. Make sure you don't use these during the daytime. It'll be working better during the nighttime. It also has a lot of vitamin C for whitening.
因为它有带量的维他命 C 会美白的效果，所以你只要吸的话，它就会感光。所以我们白天尽量不要用到这些菊科精油，这些精油最好是挪到晚上使用。
Okay, the next one is lemongrass oil. Lemongrass is not the leaf of lemon. Lemongrass, it is actually a herb. So you can actually use it from the leaf, and it is also very good for antibacterial effects. So it also has the lemon fragrance inside, so it is also very good for digestive issues or when you are feeling very gassy. Also, it is also good for boosting the immune system and self-healing aspects. It smells very nice. A lot of people use lemongrass essential oil. It is also good for bloating and intestinal discomfort. Next, we're going to talk about jasmine essential oil. So for jasmine oil, it is actually very good for boosting estrogen, and also it's also good for the male. Because it is from the flower, usually the flower essential oils are a little bit higher in cost because jasmine flowers are very small, so they're a little bit costly too. But they're also very good for our body and for balancing the hormone. It is also good for antidepressant and boost confidence. Anything that can actually affect our hormonal balance, and a pregnant woman will have to use it with extra caution. It is also good for anti-aging and anti-sensitivity. The 14th one is a rose essential oil. This is the queen of the essential oil. It is very high in cost, but it is very functional. It is suitable for all skin types. It is anti-aging, and it can promote cell regeneration. A lot of gynecologists will use rose essential oil for therapy for their patients. It can also be an aphrodisiac, and it can also help sexual dysfunctions for both genders. So a lot of times, many people like to spray a little bit of rose essential oil to help actually for their sexual functions at night. Aside from being an aphrodisiac, it can also boost our liver function, and it is something that needs to be used with caution for pregnant women. Because this is related to hormones, pregnant women should be actually using it with more caution. The next one is the myrrh oil. It may be something that is more unfamiliar for a lot of people. It is extracted from tree resin. It is very similar to pine and other trees because This is good for preventing tissue degeneration and cure wounds and ulcers because, for instance, trees, when they are actually hurt or wounded, they will actually excrete tree resin to help fix the tree. So this is also good for curing wounds. Also, it's good for clearing lungs and phlegm and cure laryngitis, and it's excellent for all kinds of oral issues. It can also boost our immune system. So myrrh oil, back in the day, and all the different spices, they are actually very good for praying and for rituals. So myrrh and frankincense are two very good essential oils, and they are very expensive back in the day. The 16th is patchouli oil. The patchouli oil is extracted from their leaves. So for patchouli oil, it is also good for the dryness and aging of our skin cell. It is good for regenerating and recovery of the skin. It also helps heal wounds and reduce inflammation. It is also good for odor removal. A lot of the patchouli oil is also good for pest control. It is good for getting rid of pests. It is also one of the more powerful essential oil, and it smells fairly strong. When you take a whiff straight away, sometimes it can go very straight into your nose, and you become very energetic. But because the scent is so strong, you have to be careful, and it shouldn't be used in excessive amounts. Again, you should be extra careful for pregnant women. So any essential oil that is actually too strong, or floral essential oil, it need to use extra caution while using on pregnant women. The next one, we're going to talk about Rosmarinus officinus oil. It is actually extracted from flowers. We talked about rosemary earlier, so it can actually soothe skin discomfort, and it can also soothe our body and our mind. So for instance, if you're very stressed out, or you are unable to focus during either work or school, we can use a rosemary oil to help us focus, aside from the tea tree and the mint oil. So a lot of people, like writers or people who are going to go to test, they can use the rosemary oil to try to soothe their mood. Or you can put it on your nose, or you can put it behind their neck, over here, or over here, where our elbow is. There's actually a vein here. It can actually help us boost our focus and clarity of thought. Next one is thyme oil. A lot of times you'll use thyme for cooking. It is extracted from leaves. Because it is very high in phenols, it is actually good and very active. Since it smells very strong, so it has a very high amount of phenols and is very active. If it actually gets cold hands and feet very often, it is good for our circulation. It is also good for antibacterial. It's not any worse than tea tree oil either. It is also very strong in smell. It is good for dry skin or oily scalp. It'll also help strengthen the root of our hair to make sure our hair doesn't fall out a lot. If you add it into a shampoo, it'll be better for our hair. The next one is a Salvia clara oil. It is extracted from the flowers. So the plebeians rose. It has a very nice scent. It is something that will make people very happy. So it has an uplifting effect on the body and the mind, and it is also good for mental therapy. It is mainly extracted from flowers, and it actually helps remove tension and promote relaxation. It helps us balance our mood. It can regulate the balance of our mind and our body. Then we wouldn't feel so depressed, and this is a very good essential oil that people can use on a regular basis.
让我们心情放松，整个人会比较平衡，不会压抑自己。尤其针对我们现代人的精神压力那么大，所以快乐
When
水草
people
精油
are
是
stressed out
建议
very
大家可以
often,
常常接
people
触
get
它，那
aged
平衡
very
一下我们的
easily
身心灵，
because
放
of
松
too
一
much
下我们
negative
的压力，
energy.
不要让我们
So
整个人
usually,
紧绷
if
的
you
状态。
don't
人只要
have
一紧绷，
too
心
many
理压
free
力大，
radicals in
人
your
就容易
body,
老
you
化。
will age
负
very
能量太
easy.
强的话，我们整
So
我们身
these
体
are
会
some
感
oils that
正
you can
电，
use
正电就
for
代表
your
我们精神
body
在发炎，
and
那
for
人
your
就会较容易
mind.
老化，自由基会提升。那我们可以用一些比较放松的精油，像薰草精油、快乐鼠尾草精油，让我们整个身心
Also, when
灵
you're
身体
tensed,
身
you'll
体
have
发
bad
更
immune system
发
because you're
炎，
too tensed
就
up
是会
and you
降
will
低，
not be
那整个
able to
人
get
会
rid of
好
toxin
不
on
会
your
不那么
body.
紧
So you
绷。只要
need
一
to
肌肉
relax
紧
your
绷，我们心情
body
就不好，
at the
开始
right
会
time.
做，干脆的话，
Relaxation
我们
is
的
not just
汗
on
就是抵
your
抗力就会降
muscles.
低，
You
所以
can
能够
also
完成
relax
某
your
一些外
mind.
在的一些
And
活
it can
动。
be
所以
done
我们
through
最重要的
essential
是
oil.
想
It
让
is
我们
one of
身
the
体
most
放
effective
松。
way to
我们的放
relax.
松不只是我们肌肉放松，我们身心灵也要放松。身心灵放松，我们可以借由精油，精油是目前最快速、最好的、最有疗效的。人家证实就是用精油可以达到身心灵的放松，所以我们可能常常使用薰衣草精油、快乐鼠尾草精油，让我们身心灵达到平衡，不要一直处于备战状态。那我们身体太过紧绷的时候，我们就会产生发炎。
Because when you're relaxing, you are
我们身
also
体只要一发
healing
炎，就
yourself.
免疫力就降低。所以我们不只是要提升我们免疫系统，我们可以放松，以放松的机制用薰衣草。其实放松也是
The
一个
next,
治愈的机制。
for number 20, it'll be sandalwood oil.
所以我们可
The
以用
sandalwood
快乐
oil
鼠草精油，
came
让
from
整
the
个人
wood.
就很快
It
乐，
came from the
那整个
bark
负能量
and
就降
the
低，其实
root.
也是一个
I'm
疗愈
sure
的
most
精
people
油。
have
再
smelled
来
the
第
sandalwood.
20个
It is
香
more
木精
used
油。
more
香木
often
精油它最有
in
名它
the
的
East.
木质科，
It is
它
good
树皮树根，
for
所以
bringing in
香木
fortune,
它
and it
有
is also
很多檀
good
香
for
檀
soothing the
香它其实
body and the
它在
mind.
东方
It is
教
good
程
for
是用
reducing
它
fine
是用
lines,
于进食
and it's
方面
also
或者是做一
moisturizing and
些招
anti-aging.
财，所以它本身它可以舒缓
It
我们的身
stimulates
心
and
情绪以外，
energizes our
它
body,
用
and
让我
also
们
it
皮
gives
肤
us a
抗发
sense
细
of
纹还有保
connection.
湿，
It
还有
will
抗老
calm
化，
us
效果很
down.
不错哦。它不止增
So
加
if
我
you
们的
have
身心灵平稳，而且
anxiety very
木质
easily
科
and you get
精
affected very
油，我
easily,
刚才有
I
强调
could,
说
I
它
would
也
say
是
if you would
让
like
人
to
们情
balance
绪比
yourself
较
within,
沉稳，
then
情
we
绪比
can
较
use
稳。
a
如
more
果今天
wood
情绪比较
essential
躁
oil.
动
For
的话，比
instance,
较不平衡的话，容易受到外界影响，也
pine,
可以想要说让整
cedar,
个
and
身心灵平衡，我们的情绪
sandalwood.
比较平稳，
These
可
are
以用
all
木质科精
wood
油。
essential
木质
oils.
科
These
精
will
油有
help
檀
boost
香
our
有
mind
柽
and
木
our
啊，
mood.
有柏树，还有松类
In
的部
for
分都是木质
the
科精
East,
油。那我们
sandalwood
用
is
这两
one
个
of
精油，我们
the
心灵让我们
essential
心
oil that
情
we
开
use the
朗，
most.
我们情绪平稳，
The
对
last
自
one
己
is a
也
black
会
pepper
心情
essential
会
oil.
平稳。所以
Black
檀香
pepper
精油
oil
呢，
came
在
from the
东
fruit
方
of
来
it,
东方使用上
and
会比较
it
多，
will
檀香
help
木精油。
bring up our
再来最
appetite.
后一个21 黑
So
胡
not
椒精
only
油，
does
刚
it
才有
boost
提到
our
黑胡椒精
appetite,
油是它萃取来
it
自于
is
果
also
实，
good
它的
for
味道其
soothing
实就
for
就
our
叫
nervousness,
所以
and it
它
can help us.
除了可以让我
So
们情
that
绪
is
提
why
升
we
之
would
外，
put
它
black
可以
pepper
是
on
有
the
降
steak
风的
because it
精油，它
boosts
也有舒缓
our
一
appetite
些
and it makes
紧
us
张的情
happy.
绪，所以它可以
So the
轻易地减
phenols
轻。所
in
以
the black
黑胡椒
pepper
精油
can
为什么
actually
跟大家
help
说
us
吃甜的要
relax.
黑胡椒？因为吃下去可以增加我们食欲之外，让愉悦我们
It
的身
also
心灵。
helps
所以黑胡
boost us
椒
from
它会
within.
里面多酚它的因子，它可以让我们整个紧张情绪放
For
松，然后达
metabolism, you
到我们
can
身心
also
的平
use a
衡。所以
black
它也
pepper
是可以
oil.
激励我们身
With
心的作
through
用。
its
它除了它
special
内在
scent, you
可以
can
调整我们
use it
情绪之外，
to
外在
massage
可
your
以提
stomach.
升代谢。
The
可以
black
透过黑
pepper
胡椒精
oil,
油，
essential
黑胡
oil,
椒精油它有
as
它
a
独
massager,
特的香
especially
味，
if you
所以我
use
们
it
常
to
在
massage your
按我
stomach
们的
or
腹
put
部。
it on the
如果
parts
我
of your
们
arm
油
that are a
脂
little
过
bit
多，黑胡
bigger,
椒精油
it
可以
helps
增加代谢
circulation
油脂，所以
and
我们
help
可以
you
用
lose some
配
fat.
合按摩精油
So
按腹
next,
腹歌
these are the
腹
essential
部，再
oils.
手
So
背
next we're
腰
going
部
to
的
talk
部
about
分，还
how
有
to
血部，还有
identify
全身
an
的循环。
excellent
所以
essential
这些就是
oil.
我们介绍的精
And
油。
we
那
can
我们
also choose the right kind of essential oil for
精油的
ourselves. So how do we identify a good or an excellent essential oil? For instance, if you're interested in essential oil, we would like to recommend you an excellent essential oil is naturally aromatic. It doesn't smell pungent. Also, with the natural essential oil, it would actually smells more as the temperature goes higher. When you have a regular essential oil that is a chemical essential oil, it would smell the same no matter what the outside is like because it is chemically stable. But with natural essential oil, it would actually smell different based on the temperature. So as soon as we can smell the essential oil and it smells very comforting, if it's not pungent, then it is a natural one. Also, it should also move out through the air very, very slowly. It'll separate into the air. If it smells the same and it doesn't change, it may be a chemical essential oil. Also, you can drop put a few drops of essential oil on tissue paper. So in a few minutes, about 5 to 10 minutes, the fragrance should fade. And also on the sheet of paper, there wouldn't be any oil marks or any chemicals in there. So good essential oil will fade into the air in a very short amount of time. This is one of the tests we can do. If there are a lot of oil marks and unknown molecules on it, we should try to avoid using it. Chemical essential oils, it will be very pungent and it is very persistent because of its chemical qualities. Then if we test it with tissue paper, the oil mark will actually stay on for way longer than 5 to 10 minutes. Also, when we're purchasing essential oil, we should look at the packaging. They should actually have a very clear mark of where they came from and its where the nation is made. And choosing the good essential oil, it'll soothe us, it'll balance us. If you choose a wrong or a non-natural essential oil, it may actually stress us out or cause an allergy reaction to our skin. Aside from using the essential oil for fragrance, you can actually massage it and use it on our skin. So essential oil can actually be absorbed through our skin. So make sure you're choosing the correct essential oil. Next, how do you choose the right scent for you, the right essential oil for you? So there are a lot of essential oils out there. First of all, we can smell it. When we're at a shop or a department store, the first thing we're going to do is to smell it. We have to find a scent that we like first. So essential oil is very similar to a perfume. So everyone likes different tones of essential oil. That's why there are a floral, a woodsy, a peel, a root, and a seed essential oil. So when we're choosing an essential oil, we need to choose something that is suitable for us. Because you don't want to buy an essential oil that is not something you like, because it's pointless to buy something that you don't want to smell yourself. So first and foremost, you have to choose a scent that you actually like. And then also, when you don't know how to choose it, you can also see if it's a single origin essential oil, a compound essential oil, or a massage oil. So single essential oil usually is only one type of essential oil inside. A compound essential oil can have a few different oils inside. Sometimes a compound oil may be a little bit too much, and it is harder to choose the correct one for us. We can look at the label on the body and see what essential oils are inside. Usually there should not be more than 5 types of essential oil in a compound oil, because when you have more than that, it will become way too mixed and it would be very complicated for a scent. Also, a compound oil should usually or always works better than a single essential oil. Also, we talked about how to choose an excellent essential oil. Some of the essential oils are ECORECT certified. This is a ECO certification, which is an organic essential oil that is actually certified internationally. What is good about organic essential oil? It means it will not have any chemicals and will have not any chemical waste left over on there. So when we're choosing an essential oil, we need to make sure they have the right international certificate on it. Also, there's also a massage oil aside from the single or compound essential oil. So for the massage oil, you can be used for massage for your face, your body, or your extremities. It is usually a compound oil. Next, if there's any specific goal we would like to reach, if we want tighter skin, then we need to choose an essential oil that actually does this specifically. Or we can use some orange essential oil, and it is good for our circulation. And then we can use it for our body massage. For instance, grapefruit essential oil, it is great for weight loss or trying to shed a few inches on your body. So you can use grapefruit essential oil and use it on massage to help weight loss. So now we're going to talk about the base oil. For grapeseed oil, jojoba oil, and these are good for massage because they are very small molecules, and these are just pure oils and they don't have any strong qualities like essential oil. So we will add essential oil into the base oil, and they'll be very good for massaging. It also makes it spread a lot easier. It will also work a lot better when you have a base oil added into a massage oil. So we talked about there's a wooden fruit. The main thing is when we choose an essential oil, we need to pick something we like. So the essential oil and fragrance fragrance and scent classification, there's a floral one, oriental, woody, or fresh. These are the 4 main scents. This is similar to perfume. These are the 4 main different classifications. So what are floral? So there are soft floral and oriental floral. A soft floral will be a little bit more like a lavender, rose, and oriental floral will be neroli, or something that's a little bit less strong. Oriental, usually we talked about it'll be a calm oriental scent, for instance, sandalwood, and more woodsy. The woody one will be a dry woody, and a few other different woodsy scent, because we're not going to become an actual person who makes perfumes. That's all we need to know. Also, the last one is a fresh essential oil, which is very popular among consumers. So there's citrus, fruit, green leaves. It's something that is easy to smell. These are the 4 main classifications. It also have top, middle, and base notes. So it is very similar to perfume after we have an essential oil. So natural essential oil will have a top, middle, and base notes, because natural essential oils will actually smell different over time and different temperature. If it's chemical, then you wouldn't have the top, middle, and base notes. It will smell the entirely same. But aside from what we would like to smell, initially, you also need to know the different 3 smells, the top, middle, and base notes. So next, based on pure and compound and massage essential oil, there are 3 kinds. A pure essential oil, as its name implies, pure essential oils have only one type of substance in their oil, 100% pure oil extracted from a specific part or a single plant. It is not blended with any other materials. So we can actually try to adjust its function through trying to add other essential oils into it. So if we're only trying to use pure essential oil to boost our focus and our energy, we will use rosemary or peppermint oil. If we're trying to purify the air or try for antibacterial purposes, we can use tea tree oil and rosemary oil and thyme oil. These are all of functional oils. Next one is a compound essential oil. If you have more than 2 essential oil, up to 5, it will be the best if you have less than 5 kinds, because the scent will get too complicated. You also need to use all pure essential oils to make your compound pure essential oil. So we can base on what our needs are. We can choose a compound essential oil. Massage essential oil. Generally speaking, essential oils are extracted from plants and have a high concentration. So we would highly discourage anyone to use these pure essential oil for skin contact because it is very strong. It needs to be diluted and blended with vegetable oils or base oils before they can be used on the skin. Because otherwise, pure essential oil may be too strong. So we will teach you how to make some massage essential oils. So based on the scents, there's a natural fragrance and a chemical fragrance. Natural fragrance will smell different based on time and the temperature. If it's a chemical fragrance, it will smell the same over time. It would not smell different based on time or temperature. So how do you tell a natural fragrance? First one, you can sniff it. You can put a few drops of the essential oil in your hand, and then you can smell it. You can smell it and allow the scent to go straight into our lungs. Or you can put it into hot water. When you put it into hot water, it will actually evaporate with the water molecules, and it will actually allow the entire room to smell nice. Also, you can put it onto a handkerchief or a tissue paper, and you can put a little bit of essential oil, or you can even put it on your face mask. It'll be the same. Then you can massage. You can blend the oil, essential oil, with base oil for massage. It can be for your face, hands, scalp, or your body. You need to make sure it is mixed to a base oil. Jojoba oil, grapefruit oil, it'll be very good for you. And then the next one is aromatic diffusion. You can use a hydrooxygenator or even diffusers, and you can allow the scent to go out. You can put it through a media and allow it to smell strong for longer, and it will come out over time. Next, for air purification. In order to purify the air, you can turn it into a natural toner or a natural drinking water, spray it into the air, and disinfect. You can also use an essential oil for bathing. You can put a drop of essential oil into hot water and use it in the bath. So make sure you let it spread a little bit first before you go into the water. You want to make sure the essential oil is actually very even on the water instead of having the skin make too direct of a contact with the essential oil. So next one is chemical fragrance. If anything smells very strong, it is usually for deodorizing or whatnot, so they're not as good for using for the body. Next, what are some things we have to be careful when we're trying to blend essential oils? So when we're trying to blend an essential oil, we need to make sure we put a label on it and know exactly how we're using it and what is its function. And also the formulation, and for instance, this is for relaxation. If it's for boosting focus, or for purification, we need to make sure we write the right name. You also need to put down the right formulation, for instance, what the concentration for it is. So otherwise, you wouldn't be able to know what it is in there. So, for instance, if it is an antibacterial essential oil, if you spray on your face, it will be way too much. So you need to know its function, the name, the concentration, the formulation, and what blend they are. So make sure we also put the label on there. For instance, for concentration, for your face, it should be 1 to 2% for essential oil. Our face is very, very gentle and it's sensitive. So if you use more than 1 to 2%, it may cause an allergic reaction. For your body, because it's a larger amount of surface, you can go up to 3%. Or for a topical oil or for air purification, you can go up to 5%. Because also for pregnant women or even elderly and young children, you need to at least make it half as strong. Now, when you're blending the scent, you should make sure these scents do not fight each other and have a very appealing top, middle, and base notes. So make sure pure essential oil do not go straight onto your skin. Because when you apply essential oils directly onto the skin or as a room diffuser, pay attention to the amount of essential oils to use because it may be uncomfortable. So make sure the air is actually flowing so you do not overdose yourself with essential oils. Also, consider your physical condition of the day. For instance, pregnant women or older people, infants, or individuals with chronic disease. We talked about the essential oils that pregnant women cannot use, for instance, rose oil or ylang-ylang oil. Also, with chronic disease or silicosis and some other special health conditions, make sure you consult with a professional doctor before using essential oils. Elderly, infants, and children, it is recommended to consult with a medical professional before using essential oils. Next, when you're blending it with a base oil, for massage oil, you need to be mixed with base oil. The base oil will account for more than 95% of the total content. There's no more than 5% of pure essential oil, because it is for direct skin contact, so you need to make sure the essential oil you use is 100% natural. Also, because it is for massage, the molecules need to be small and easy to spread in order for better absorption. So, in order to have a base oil it helps absorption and lower the allergic reaction because you cannot use pure essential oil on the skin directly. So the base oil is basically a media to carry the essential oils. It can help dilute the percentage of 100% essential oil, and also the molecules of the essential oil can be combined with the essential oil and also allow the essential oil to last longer, since pure essential oil will be gone within 5 to 10 minutes. So the most common example of base oil, they need to be a stable oil and need to be all natural, because we're doing whole body massage, so we don't want to use a chemical oil. So there are 3 common base oil. It's sweet almond oil, jojoba oil, and grapeseed oil. They need to have small molecules in order for better skin absorption. Also, the base oil has vitamins within it, so the nutrients in the base oil can provide the skin with better moisture. It can also help the absorption of the skin and also aids with skin repair. While we're using it and choosing a base oil, we need to consider the different skin condition and what area we're using. If we have a very sensitive skin, we can't use a very strong essential oil, for instance, citrus. So if they're already allergic, you can't use any essential oil that is too strong. For instance, lavender oil would be good, and it will be good for skin condition. Also, if you have too much sebum or oily skin, you can use tea tree or eucalyptus oil because it can help balance the oil. So you have to really choose the essential oil based on the condition of the skin. You will also do different ratios as well. So in order to design the essential oil formula, the compound, and make sure you don't mix too many essential oils at a time, no more than 5. If you have more than 2 essential oil, it will be a compound oil. Make sure the scent will work well between top, middle, and base note. You also need to pay attention to different physiological statuses to choose the type of essential oil that's used. Also, choose the appropriate fragrance for different occasions. Second of all, when you use the right fragrance for occasion, a meeting room will have a more suitable essential oil. You need something that helps people focus or boost energy. So in order to try to avoid infection, you can try to use a purifying for meetings. So you can use a rosemary, or you can use a pine needle to have a generous, calm, and warm company image. You can use grapefruit for a dynamic, friendly, and creative identity. So make sure you choose the right essential oil for meeting rooms. For executive offices, a lot of them, they like sandalwood because sandalwood gives them a very majestic and a very executive image. Also, sandalwood also have a very good for bringing in money and for people's relationship with each other. Or you can have a jasmine or neroli, it'll be a more closer to other people. For regular offices, we talked about rosemary and lavender. It helps relax, or eucalyptus, which is good for antibacterial properties. And this can also help freshen the air and take care of bacteria. Good for conference room. We talked about grapefruit, lavender, and cedarwood would be great for conference rooms. Something that's suitable for a spa or a beauty salon, what we smell very often are rose, chamomile, and lavender because it aids in relaxation. Rose makes a guest enjoy their spa and have a luxurious feel. It allows them to feel the spa is a very high-end spa. Something that's suitable for general business establishments and menus, lemongrass or ylang-ylang or sweet orange. These are more specific. Ylang-ylang is suitable for female consumers and sweet orange is suitable for children. So based on the kind of your customers and the kind of business you have, you can use a different. If you have a more female, you can use either rose or ylang-ylang. If you have younger children, you can use sweet orange or citrus essential oil. Something that's suitable for a cafe. So since people drink coffee there, a lot of times we will use a cinnamon or a vetiver essential oil because sometimes when you drink cappuccino, you would add a cinnamon powder in it. So it would actually work very well with the drink of coffee. You can't use too strong of essential oil. For instance, tea tree oil may suppress the appetite. So you need to use the right essential oil at the right occasion or location. Next, you can use essential oil that is suitable for restaurant. So you can use grapefruit and orange that can help boost appetite, or you can use rosewood and it will give a happy vibe and a pleasant dining atmosphere. So, thirdly, when you're trying to, we'll talk about the essential oil formulation tips and tricks. Today, we'll also show you how to formulate your essential oil. So we will explain to you what we're trying to do today. So we need to understand the properties and aroma of each single essential oil before the actual means create compound pure oils because they'll have a stronger effect than pure oil. The ratio of each oil will vary from person to person, so don't worry too much about it. You can also adjust the formula based on the individual customer or your individual preference. So you don't have to stick to a very specific formula, specific ratio, or a very specific sense. So the foremost principle for every mix, it should be your personal favorite and blends that are acceptable for you. So don't force yourself to choose something that you actually do not like. And then you can start blending with dripping a type of essential oil, and then you can add other essential oils to create variabilities in the later on to see the difference. So you can use one at a time and add others little by little. So the range should be 2 to 5 different kind of oils, because otherwise more than 5, the scent will be too much, and you won't be able to actually show the beginning, mid, and base notes of essential oils. So make sure you have to use more than 2, but no more than 5 single essential oils. Even though the properties will work better with a compound oil, don't have too many of them. No more than 5, and choose essential oils that you like. There's no specific formula or ratio. You can do whatever you would like. So for the concentration, what you have to pay attention to for older and younger children, for older elderly people and younger people, you need to use only half the amount of essential oil. Also pay extra caution to pregnant women. And then for topical, your body and your face, they have all different concentration. For your face, no more than 2% of concentration of essential oil. So you want to use maybe 1 to 2%, no more than 2%. For your body, it can go up to 3% because there's a lot of area. And for topical, because it's a smaller area, you can use 3 to 5%. For air purifying, it'll be the same as air purifying, and we will show you how to mix them together. Next, how do you calculate the concentration of the essential oil? You can see the chart on the right, the table on the right. I'll teach you how to calculate the percentage. For instance, for 5 milliliter, for 5 milliliter of the base, for instance, a toner or a lotion, when you add 1 drop of essential oil, that is 1%. If you're going to do 2%, then you drop 2 drops of essential oil in there. 3 drops will be 3%. And we said no more than 5%. So for 5 milliliter, no more than 5 drops of essential oil. For instance, if we have 100 milliliter today, for a 1% essential oil, then you need to drop 20 drops of essential oil. So for 5 milliliter, 1 drop is 1%. So for 100 milliliter base, in order to get a 1%, you need to have 20 drops of oil. And then you can mix and choose whatever essential oil you want to have in there. So for 100 milliliter, in order to have a 5% essential oil, you need to have a 5%, you have to have 20 drops times 5, and you need 100 drops of essential oil in there. We will show you how to calculate it later on. We will also tell you how you can do it based on your skin condition and your body condition that day. Okay, next one, I'll tell you the 50 most useful essential oil recipes. Okay, so for mosquito or bug repellent, it's tea tree plus lavender. And for odor elimination, it'll be lemon plus eucalyptus. To eliminate smoke scent, it'll be hinoki plus cypress. Insect repellent will be citronella and eucalyptus. For air freshening, it'll be rosemary and lemon and mint. For disinfection, it'll be rosemary, eucalyptus, and tea tree. This is very good for antibacterial properties. These are all very commonly seen essential oils. To eliminate anxiety, we will do lavender. If we're moody, we can use ylang plus rosemary in order to boost our confidence. Stress relief, it'll be vetiver and lavender. For alleviating insomnia, we'll use chamomile, geranium, and lavender. To prevent cold, we'll use tea tree, peppermint, and chamomile. Or sometimes we'll even add a lemon in there because it'll boost our immune system. In order to improve your focus, there will be rosemary and peppermint and lemon. In order to lift your spirit, you can add mint and cypress. And then for romance, you can have rose. And then to alleviate boredom, use chamomile and bergamot. If you want to alleviate headache, you'll use a lavender plus basil. If you want to romance, then you would use rose. For headaches, lavender, and for car sickness, you can use peppermint. For good luck, you can use sandalwood, chamomile, bergamot, and lavender. If you want to feel like you have a forest bath, you can use cypress and pine needles. And if you feel a little bit moody, then you can use mint. And if you feel insecure, then you can use vetiver and rosewood and cypress. Improving cough or sore throat, you can use peppermint, rosemary, and eucalyptus. You can even drop some oil, essential oil, lemon and mint oil into our water. If we want to wake up from hangoverness, we can use mint and grapefruit. If we want to feel happiness, we use ylang ylang and lavender. If we're feeling low in energy, we can use rosemary. So, if you lack self-confidence, you can use geranium, rosewood, and bee balm. For musty air, you can use mint, pine needles, and eucalyptus. You see eucalyptus and tea tree very often for air freshening. If you want to give warmth or hospitality, you can use ylang ylang plus sweet orange. For loss of appetite, you can use grapefruit. And so that's why for a restaurant, you can use a grapefruit essential oil and it'll boost people's appetite. If you want to have an exotic vibe, a lot of times we'll use benzonin and cinnamon. For baby room atmosphere to clear up the air, we'll use chamomile, sweet orange, and lavender. For elderly people's room, in order to get rid of the bad room and get rid of bugs, we can use eucalyptus and lemon. Is actually very good for odor eliminating. For work efficiency, we can use rosemary, grapefruit, and mint. If you're staying up late, then you can use mint and tea tree. These are all like some of the 50 essential oils that we see very often. So essential oils' practical implications. With aromatherapy, it is a homeopathic therapy. It is a natural therapy that uses essential oil extracted from aromatic plants as a medium to be absorbed into the body through the respiratory tract and skin by means of massage, bath, and other ways. It is a pseudoscience method that relieves mental stress and improves bodily functions. So this is a very natural therapy. A lot of times people will use aromatherapy aside from regular everyday medical theory. So for aromatherapy, we did say it started from ancient Greece and Egypt. It went all the way to Europe, and now is aromatherapy we see very often. So doing this, we are using the essential oil from aromatic plants as a medium to balance our mind and body balance. Also, through essential oil, you can have detoxifying and strengthening the immune system, and it also assists the individuals for a spiritual perspective. After communicating with your patient, it will allow them to understand disease, and you will also help them understand the use of essential oil and their implications. So aside from enhancing the bodily function, you can also use aromatherapy to boost both body and mind. For instance, it can help boost intestinal and digestive system health and fever, muscle aches. Psychological use, you can use it to help our brainwave to create alpha wave, and it would also create happiness and release your stress. And it can also ease people's psychological distress because your mind can very much affect your body. So once you have ease of mind, you can actually become healthier physically because humans can heal themselves. Also, it'll be good for fragrance use. A lot of times you can use a scent to allow people to give people an impression. And people will judge other people on whether they have class for their life or not. For instance, if they think about you when they think of a rose, they will see you as a queen because they're using the queen. If you use cedar wood or sandalwood, people will think that you are a manager or upper management. Through this, it would also focus and fix our physical and psychological properties. For healthcare applications, well, clinical aromatherapy is a complementary therapy. It is mainly used in hospitals, hospices, and community institutions. A lot of them you will use essential oils in order to do preventive medicine and complementary therapeutic goals. In Europe, a lot of countries, they would use compound essential oils, and through either massage, spray, or aromatic diffusion, it can also change how a patient feel. It will boost their mood, and it will help them take care of themselves better. So the real effectiveness on aromatherapy, it is actually good in clinical aromatherapy too. So the effective scientific and medical evidence of aromatherapy for terminal cancer patients hospice caring program, British scholars compiled 150 research reports on aromatherapy. For instance, using aromatherapy through massage, a lot of times it is enhancing cancer patients' life quality and their physical pain. It is a complementary therapeutic goals. So it will also soothe the patient and their family. It would also increase the skin contact. It will bring them closer to their family as well. It would also relieve some of their emotional stress. On clinical terms, for hospice patients or terminal cancer patients, a lot of times they will use aromatherapy as an aid. For instance, we'll use Roman chamomile or lavender oil to calm a cancer patient's emotions, allow them to relax, so they can do a better target treatment. Or for instance, ylang-ylang essential oil can relieve stress and also lower our depression and our tension. So we use ylang-ylang to soothe people's moods a lot. And also, cypress and peppermint can alleviate hot flushes. Or, for instance, sometimes during menopause, we can use peppermint and cypress. It'll be the same formula. And lemon essential oil can reduce joint pain and headache. It is also boost our digestive tracts. So lemon essential oil works very well for that. Bergamot, neroli, and ylang-ylang essential oil are good for premenstrual syndromes, for PMS syndromes, and it would also help relieve their stress. So these are all the aromatherapy that we're introducing today. Hello everyone, I'm Kevin. So we have mentioned with the essential oil, now we're going to demonstrate how you can actually prepare and formula essential oils. Today I am going to show you these are single essential oil and this is a compound essential oil. So for essential oil, usually the label will tell you the name of the essential oil, what's the ingredients, what they're good for. Are they good for diffusing? Are they good for massage? Or are they good for actually mixing with other? So since this is a compound essential oil, it'll show you everything that's in there. So this one has 4 different essential oils inside. On my left, these are single essential oils. So the flower there are neroli and lavender. And then this is sweet orange and lemon. These are the peel, the fruit ones. This is tea tree and marjoram. These are from the leaves. And also for rosemary and mint, they came from the leaves as well. For the wood, there are 2 I'm going to introduce to you. One is cedar and the other one is going to be benzoin. We will also tell you the ratio So this we're going to use for air purification. It can kill the bacteria in the air. And then we'll teach you for oral cleansing, because a lot of times when we go out, it'll be dirty outside. We also want to clean within our inside of the mouth and boost the immune system. So we're going to use a natural and safe mouth cleanser. It is edible. Next, we'll also show you how to make a toner. This will be an all-natural toner. It'll be moisturizing, and it is also good with organic essential oil. Then this will be an essential oil that you can add essential oil into shampoo or shower gel. You can add organic essential oil in there, so you don't have to spend a lot of money to buy it out there. Also, we'll introduce a lotion. This is a lotion that's a regular, better lotion, and we will add our own essential oil in there, and it'll become an essential oil massage lotion. It'll become a lotion that you use at a spa. This is a rollerball bottle. So a lot of times when we're going somewhere there's a lot of people or public spaces, we can use these rollerball bottles, and we can try to help us put it over here and other places. We can also put it on our wrist. It can help boost our immune system. I will teach you how to make them. The first we're going to make will be air purification one. The name is called air purification. It can help sanitize the area, and it will get rid of some bacteria and viruses. Because this is 100 milliliter, and we said for 5 milliliter with 1 drop will be 1 person. So we have 100 milliliter, and we want to have 5% of essential oil. So we have 100 milliliter, 5%. So we need to put 100 drops of essential oil in there. So in order to air purification, what are the essential oil we'll use? We'll use 50 drops of tea tree essential oil, and then 10 drops of rosemary oil, 10 drops of marjoram oil, and then 20 drops of lemon oil, and then 10 drops of the benzoin oil. It'll make the air sweeter and also get rid of odors in the air. Benzoin will actually stabilize our air, aside from killing the bacteria. Now we're going to put them together. So first, we're going to use a measuring cup. We've already put 100 milliliter of pure water in here. So we've already put 100 milliliter of water in there already. And then we will put the spray head over here. First, we're going to have tea tree oil. We need 100 drops of tea tree oil. Mainly, we're going to have tea tree, so it has the best antibacterial quality. So we will take out the tea tree oil, and this is the single essential oil that will turn into a compound essential oil spray. We'll open the lid now. When we're dripping it, you can see this is the basic standard head. You'll see there's a little tube in here. So when we're trying to pour in there, do a 45-degree angle, because this is tea tree oil. So we'll put 50 drops in there. So we'll drop it like this, 50 drops. You can see it'll come out. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's 50 drops. So you need to pour it in at a 45-degree angle. So the tea tree oil is our main base essential oil. Then we'll add the rosemary essential oil. It can also purify the air, and it can boost our energy. Because sometimes when there's too many people in an enclosed space, it will have a lot of carbon dioxide, so we want to make the oxygen higher. So this is the same standard bottle. So when we're trying to pour it, 45 degrees. 10 drops, not too fast.
慢慢的倒，10滴，我们
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Okay, in the beginning, make sure you only lean it lightly and then close it as fast as you can because pure essential oil will actually evaporate very fast. And then we're going to put the marjoram oil in there. Marjoram also have a good antibacterial qualities, and we're going to put 10 drops in here. Also 45 degrees, slowly, about 10 drops. Okay, so when we're done, we need to make sure we close our lids right away so it doesn't evaporate. Next, lemon. Lemon essential oil is also very good for our immune system and our self-healing properties. Also, it'll help our digestive system if we ingest it. Because the lemon essential oil will make it smell very good, so we'll put 20 drops of lemon essential oil in there. Okay, that's 20 drops right there. Next, the last one will be the benzoin. The benzoin essential oil, it is a very delightful scent because it smells very sweet. So what we're trying to do, it'll be the last because it is a more woodsy smell. So it will be your base scent note. So remember we're talking about the scent. It'll have the start, middle, and the base scent. So in the beginning, you'll smell the floral scent first. And then the middle, you'll smell the citrus. And then in the end, the base notes, it'll be the last ones you smell. So for the wood scent, we are going to use a benzoin one. So we'll put about 10 drops in there. It'll smell sweeter as well, and it'll help us relax. Because it is a resin, it is a little bit thicker, so it'll come out a little slower. You can see the texture and the consistency is completely different. So that's 10 drops. It is a little bit thicker because it is a resin essential oil. Now that we're done, we'll make sure we close the lid as fast as we can. And this is thus done with our air freshening or air purifying spray. And all you have to do is shake it very well before you actually use it. Shake it about 20 times and you can just spray it in the air and you can see that. And it smells very nice. And it's also not bad for your body. It is also antibacterial. So since it is mainly tea tree oil, it has antibacterial and air purifying, and the rosemary will also help boost the feeling in a enclosed space. And the benzoin and the lemon will allow a boost of our immune system, and it makes you calm, especially with the benzoin. So this will be an air purifying spray that I am demonstrating for you today. Next, we're going to do a toner. For a toner, this is 100 milliliter. So we also did have 100 milliliter of toner in here already. And then I use this little measuring cup. And you can see the measure how many milliliters in there. And it's a internationally standard one. And we'll take a regular toner into this body. So I already put 100 milliliter of toner in here already. So today we're going to do a moisturizing and calming toner in here. It's going to be 100 milliliters. For our face, we should not use more than 2% because your face is a lot more sensitive. So you don't want too high of a concentration for this. So today we're doing only 2% for the concentration of essential oil. So for 2%, for 100 milliliter, all you need is 40 drops of essential oil in there. So we need to divide it by 5 for 100 milliliter. You need 40 drops. Today we're going to use, I have chosen lavender and neroli because they will help you. Also, we'll have our compound essential oil, and it already have a few different products in there already. So it'll help boost immune system. There's some jasmine. So I'll tell you the compound oil we're using in there. There's 4 of them in there. There's bergamot, lavender, ylang ylang, and jasmine. It is very good for the skin care and moisturizing. So first, we're going to make a moisturizing toner here. So we're going to start as a main of lavender in there. We're going to put 20 drops of lavender in there. Lavender actually calms our skin, so it is good for actually skin treatment at night. You'll put 20 drops for moisturizing and calming. Make sure you're doing it slowly. Okay, so that's 20 drops right there. And then we'll close our bottle straight away. Next, we're going to put the second essential oil in there, and that would be neroli. It's actually good for your skin. It is a floral essential oil, so you need 15 drops of there. For a 40-drop formula, you have 20 drops of lavender and 15 drops of neroli. You can see the difference in color of the neroli essential oil. And it smells very nice already. Because neroli is a floral essential oil, so it is very good for our skin and for hormonal balance. Okay, so that's 15 drops. Next, we're going to put the compound. This is a compound oil that have 4 different oil in there. It is good for our skin, and it will help the collagen growth in our body. Even though there were going to be 5 drops of essential oil, of the compound essential oil, even though there's only 5 drops, but because it is a compound essential oil, so it is a higher concentration. So you can give it a whiff first. You can smell the front, middle, and base notes, and it is a very calming and a very mild scent. Okay. Now we'll close it up. So when we're making a toner, you don't want to make too much of it, because throughout different time and temperature, the essential oil will actually evaporate. So the sooner we use up all the toner that we have made up, the better. I am now going to mix it up, so it will evenly disperse in our toner. So since this is anti-allergic, so it is only 2%, so it is also a lot calmer, and it wouldn't actually make our skin irritated. We also add lavender and neroli in here, so it is very good for our skin, and it is very good for calming your skin. You can spray it on your skin, on your face, for within about 15 centimeters, so it will evenly disperse on our face. We'll spray about 5 to 10 times per side. You can see that the molecules are very small. That means our toner is very good, and our essential oil is actually very well dispersed within the bottle too. So when we do it like this, it will disperse around our face really well, and it just smells very nice. Okay, now that we're done with this, next we're going to do, this is going to be a mouth cleanser. It's going to be similar to mouthwash. A lot of the mouthwash are actually chemicals where we can buy in the shop. So this will be an all-natural one. It'll clean our mouth, and it would also be antibacterial and get rid of mouth bad breath. So this is going to be similar to a mouthwash. So this is purely organic. We have talked about our organic certification, that is ECO. So these mouthwash or mouth cleanser will be completely organic. It is also edible. So the bottle is very important because this is a food-safe container, and we also need to make sure we only use RO, reverse osmosis water, or natural mineral water. You have to make sure you're using proper water and safe water. That's good. That's for consuming. Because make sure you're not using tap water, so you need to make sure it is water that you can drink already. You can also use filtered water at home. You can use warm or cool water, but not hot water, because hot water will actually make the bottle release some harmful toxins. So make sure we're trying to use cold water. So first, we have already used a measuring cup and measured 30 milliliter of water. So today, I'm going to clean our mouth and get rid of the bad scent. So mint will actually get rid of a lot of bad smells. And lemon is already an edible essential oil, and it would help clean our mouth and boost our digestive tracts. So lemon and mint essential oil are very good for cleaning our mouth. And I'll show you and demonstrate for you after we're finished making it. So for the mouth cleansing essential oil, you can do 5% for 30 milliliter. So you are going to need 30 drops of essential oil. It'll be mainly mint essential oil. You'll need 20 drops of mint essential oil and 10 drops of lemon essential oil. So you're going to open this first. Drop it in at 45-degree angle so you can do it slowly. Because if you pour it in too fast, then you won't be able to count how many drops you're putting in. Okay, so that's 20 drops right there. And the mint essential oil smells very good. After you're done with the peppermint essential oil, you want to use lemon essential oil, because we need something that is edible. So we are going to use a natural and organic essential oil. So the essential oil that most people are okay with eating is lemon and peppermint. You need to make sure they're ECO certified. Next, we'll use 10 drops of lemon essential oil. Drop it in slowly. Okay, so that's 10 drops. And then we will close the bottle. So shake it between 15 to 20 times before you use it to make sure the essential oil is evenly distributed within the water. So then you can use it instead of mouthwash. So if you don't have a mouthwash when you're out and about today, you can use this mouth cleanser that you have made yourself. This is organic, so it is okay for consuming. So take it about 10 to 15 centimeters away from our mouth and spray it in our mouth about 10 times. And we'll keep it in our mouth for about 3 minutes to allow it to completely cleanse our mouth. This is all natural, so we can eat it. And this can actually take over our chemically made mouthwash. And it is also good for cleansing our body and boosting our immunity, and also good for our digestive tracts. So this is the mint and lemon mouthwash that we have made for ourselves. Next, I am going to make a roller bottle. Because of the pandemic right now for COVID-19, plus the air outside, there are too many unknown bacteria inside. So we're going to use a roller bottle. We're going to put a base oil in there. This is a 5 milliliter roller bottle. And the base oil I'm using today is a grapeseed oil. It is very spreadable. And we've already put 5 milliliter of base oil, and we've already put it in there. Then I'm going to take the cap out first. Take it out lightly. And then this is 5 milliliter of grapeseed oil. This is also made through cold press. The molecule will be smaller, and it'll have a little bit more beneficial ingredients inside. Today I'm going to use a tea tree, and I'm going to use a tea tree and a compound essential oil. We did talk about tea tree essential oil. It is good with its antibacterial qualities. And one of the most popular essential oil, especially used for antibacterial, is the tea tree oil. So because it is a topical oil, we can do up to 5% essential oil. So for 5 milliliter, for 5% essential oil, then we are going to have to put based on the tea tree oil. So we're going to have 3% of tea tree oil. We're going to put 3 drops of tea tree oil because this is a very small bottle. Do it lightly. 3 drops. And then you put the next 2 drops of essential oil. We will use the compound essential oil. The compound essential oil is a very balancing scent, and it helps our physical and mental balance. And later on, we'll put it over here next to our nose and behind our ear and also on our wrist. Also, 2 drops of our compound essential oil, just lightly, 2 drops. Okay, so that's 2 drops of essential oil, and we'll try to close it as fast as we can because essential oil evaporates very fast. Because of personal sanitizing, so for roller bottles, you should only use 1 per person because you don't want to share it, especially during this time. So you want to shake it about 5 to 10 times. You can see the grapeseed oil and the essential oil have all mixed together very well because it's completely clear now. So that means the molecules have mixed very well together, and it is a very good oil. So I believe that during the pandemic, we should bring an antibacterial rollerball bottle with us. We can put it next to our nose. It's called the Inshang AcuPoint. Put it 5 each right here under our nose, where your airway is. It can help boost our airway behind our ears. There's lymph nodes behind our ears. And sometimes you can put it on the Tanzhong AcuPoint. It's good for your bronchitis and also good for your lungs. You can also put it on your wrist. Very similar to how you would apply perfume. It would actually help the essential oil absorb through the blood flow. So next, I'm going to help you and teach you how to make your own essential oil lotion. We can start using with a regular lotion. You can use 30 milliliter of lotion. And today we're going to have a relaxing body lotion, and it is going to be a 30 milliliter with a 3%. We need 18% of 18 drops of essential oil. So we're going to have mainly lavender essential oil in there, and also a tea tree essential oil and sweet orange. So the sweet orange is a more delightful essential oil, and it'll help us feel very happy. And also 4 drops of compound essential oil. We're going to open this. So since we're mainly aiming for relaxation, the base will be lavender essential oil. So about 8 drops in there. Okay, 8 drops of essential oil. And then you want to put a tea tree essential oil there for antibacterial because we usually use it after we shower. So when you're putting it all over your body, not only will it help us relax, it'll also help sanitize ourselves and kill all the bacteria. Because you're out and about all day, you may have some bacteria on you that you don't know what they are. So 5 drops of tea tree oil. And then the sweet orange. Sweet orange will help us relax completely when we're sleeping, and we will feel calm within our mind. So sweet orange will help us feel happy within the inside, and it smells very nice. It smells very sweet and very good. 2 drops of sweet orange essential oil. The next, I'm going to put in my compound essential oil. 2 drops of this. Okay. So with the lotion that is now mixed together, because lotions have emulsifiers inside, it can allow our essential oil mix perfectly. You need to shake about 20 to 25 times in order for the essential oil and the lotion to mix very, very evenly. So you need to shake it for at least 20 to 30 times. And so maybe 30 times. You can see that the essential oil has already been evenly dispersed in our lotion. You can see, so we can look at it and observe it while we're shaking it. So you can see that it is evenly dispersed because the lotion was originally white about 30 times. You can open the bottle and you can see it is completely mixed in. You can take a little bit of it out and then do a little massage, topical massage. And then we can mix it and feel it in our hand, in our palm, and using the temperature to allow the essential oil to be released. And we put it on our hands and feet, and it can also help relax. And it also smells very well. So after your shower or a bath, when you put it on, it'll help you relax completely. Okay, so this is our homemade essential oil lotion. Also, finally, we have essential oil shampoo that we can buy out there. They're very expensive, but we can make our own tea tree oil shampoo because tea tree oil helps oil control. So sometimes if you have oily hair, you can add a little bit of regular essential oil and tea tree and lavender essential oil to help us control our scalp spa. So we have 50 milliliters of shampoo here. And for the scalp, we will use a 2% essential oil. So we will need 20 drops of essential oil. Our base will be a tea tree essential oil. I am going to put 15 drops of tea tree oil and 5 drops of lavender oil. So 50 milliliter of shampoo. You'll put tea tree oil in there. So tea tree oil can actually help control the oil. So you can use tea tree oil to help having a scalp spa. So you will put 15 drops and drop it in very lightly. Okay, so next we need to relax. So sometimes you would go out there to get your scalp spa, and that is very expensive. So you can make your own scalp spa shampoo. So lavender is also a very good essential oil for scalp spa. So we'll put the other 5 drops of essential oil in here, lavender essential oil. So that is ready. We'll close the bottle and then shake it about 20 to 30 times so the essential oil will be very evenly dispersed throughout the shampoo. It'll turn into a high-end tea tree oil shampoo, and this is also all natural essential oil as well. You can see that the essential oil has been mixed with the shampoo very well, and it is very effective. You can see they've been mixed together. So you want to shake it about 30 times. Can you see that it has been mixed with the shampoo? Okay, so you can see that it has been mixed evenly. With shampoo, you don't want to make too much of it at a time. So you only make about as much as you're going to use, and it will work better. If you do 500 milliliter at a time or even 1,000 milliliter, it actually will not be able to last very well, and the essential oil will evaporate and wouldn't work as well. So you only make as much as you're going to use because they work a lot better, only as much when you're supposed to use it. And this is all our introduction for aromatherapy today.